Hi friends, today we will unbox and assemble Himiway's newest product of 2024, the A3. Now on the A3, we decided to opt for a mid-battery rear motor setup, which allows you to put all your goods in the front of the car while achieving a more stable riding experience. The A3 is the most perfect bike you could have for all of your traveling through the city. Let's get on with the unboxing. All right, there it is. The first step we want to take is to release the front wheel from all the binds and then take it out. It's going to be quite tight. All right, it's quite heavy. So what we recommend you do is have a buddy help you out with lifting the bike out of the box. It's quite heavy. And if you received our product and you notice that there's any sort of damage or faulty parts, make sure to keep this box for at least 15 days, and then we'll get you to ship this box back to us so that it helps us with a warranty and refund. And don't forget, inside that box is a little box. Let's check out what's inside. So inside the box, we have different tools that we'll need to assemble the bike with. We have the pedals, and we have, very important at night, a front light, and all the screws and caps that we'll need to assemble. And don't forget, the charger is also in here, so is the user manual and the user guide. So the first step we need to do is to cut away at all of this protective sleeving and cut all the cable ties off. Right, now that all the protective sleeving is done, we need to install the handlebar. So first of all, we need to unscrew this little cap and get rid of all the plastic, cardboard protective circle. So for this, we need to grab our hex wrench and pull up the 5 millimeter size one. So let's start screwing away. And you can just take off the cardboard tubing and the black cap. These two we won't need anymore, we just need this little black screw. And then you just bring up the handlebar like so, make sure to rotate it, and you just slide it inside. Boom. Grab your toolkit with number 5 millimeter. And then start screwing. Only screw about halfway through and then get the big position right, a comfortable position, and then screw it, tighten it all the way in. There we go. And make sure you tighten these 2 screws away. They add to the safety and the strength of the handlebar, making sure it's in place and won't budge or move or get loose. All right, now we've officially finished installing the handlebar onto the front wheel. So now that we're done installing the handlebar, let's get on to installing the front wheel. So the front wheel comprises of multiple steps. So the first step is to remove these axle guards and the fender off of the front wheel. After that, we have to flip the bike. And after we flip the bike, we have to untighten this screw all the way so that we can just yank the screw out. After that, we have to install the bike wheel so that the brake pad and the brake calipers are aligned and clipping on top of each other. And then we tighten this bolt all the way through so it secures the wheel to the bike. And then we flip the bike over. Now let's get started. But before we flip the bike, we have to protect our handlebar from any scratches, especially scratches on the onboard computer. So grab a little pad like this and lay it on the ground. And now let's flip the car. There we go. On to the next step. All right, now grab your little hex wrench toolkit and grab the 6mm one. And then it's time to unscrew this bolt. There we go. And it should pull out just like this. And now you're able to just lift this and we can just toss it. We don't need it anymore. Now, get your little front wheel. Remember what I said, you have to take the fender off. So take your little knife and slice the cable tie away from you. There we go. Now take the axle guards away and be careful on this side not to damage or hit the brake pad. There we go. There we go. Now it's inside. Time to take this bolt and screw it back in. Now that the wheel is in place, let's flip the car. And to make assembly even easier from now on, let's just get the kickstand so that it can lean on its own weight. So the next step is to install the front fender and the front light. So let's get on with it. First, we need to take off the protective film off the front fender. And then how to put it on is we take the front fender and we feed it through the back, like so. The front fender will eventually go where this screw is, but first we'll have to unscrew that screw. And then after the fender goes where the screw is, we'll put the light in front of the fender and then screw the screw back in. So it secures the front fender and the light together. And for the front fender, these two little prongs over here goes down where these two screws are. So let's get to it. Now our last step is to plug in the power cable for the light. So on both cables there are arrows. On this one there's a white arrow, on this one there's a shiny black arrow. What we want to do is we want to point these arrows at each other and then plug it in. Make sure to use some force because it is quite tight. There we go, plugged in. And now the final step is to install the pedals. Now what you'll need are obviously pedals, but also a 15mm wrench. And just make sure that the left hand pedal you're putting on the left side and the right hand pedal you're putting on the right side. There will be stickers on each pedal notifying you about which side it is. All right, let's get to screwing. And there we go. We have finished building the A3. And as you can see, it was easy and it was incredibly simple. Now the A3 is going to redefine the design of a modern urban bicycle. I hope I've helped you with the installation process, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.